Mount Carberry, okay? We got an email. Oh, what day was that? I wanna pull it up, that way I can read it to you. Okay, you go. So it was dated January 30th, 12/25. New pricing for roll-offs, good afternoon. I've gone over the numbers for hauling the waste. New pricing would be $7.50 per trip. I realize it is a big jump from the existing pricing. However, I have not increased my price for a long time. I can send over a written proposal for the next selectmen's meeting. So I want everybody to be cognizant of that. That's more than double. So I am of the opinion, I'm not speaking for my colleagues or any taxpayers, but I think it would be very prudent for the town of Brownfield to seriously look at getting our own roll-off truck, buying the 3 containers and having an employee, part of the Public Works Department, that has the licensing, CDL, to operate it. Return on investment, even if we had adding another employee, say for $50,000 as the salary, which I'm not saying that's what it is, these are all hypothetical numbers, so nothing is in stone, nothing's been set out. It has to go to town vote. We're creating a position and with payroll and benefit. So if it's 50,000, add what, 25 on it for benefits and taxes and all that good stuff. Sound about right? Mm-hmm. So that's $75,000. Currently, we're raising and appropriating $82,000 for the trucking. So with a full-time employee with benefits, we would be saving with that payroll half of what we would be spending in trucking alone. So I really think it is time that the town considers buying that piece of equipment, the truck, and creating that, because I mean, as it stands now, we're halfway through, and that price change is gonna happen, I believe, this month or next. So we just went from 82,000 to 164,000, just in trucking. So I would welcome opinion on this. And again, I wanna stress, I'm not speaking for my colleagues, this is just me. So, yes.
I think it's a great idea, and I think it's long overdue. If we have our own roll-off truck, I think in the long run we're going to save. And I think one of the things that we should look into is to see if a neighboring town like Denmark or Hiram would want to go in on it with us, because it won't be used every day, the roll-off. So something to consider. And it would be good if we could, get those numbers based on 750 times however many trips we do in a year, on average. I think that would really bring it home to the residents to see just how much it's costing us, and over, let's say, a 10-year period, how much it would cost us versus having our own truck.
I do a 5-year period, because that's about the length of the contract. We did a 3-year, 19 to 22, I think. 3-year, and the next 2 years, there was no official contract. It was kind of an agreement, guys. We're not changing anything, so we're good. Just keep, plugging along. And so I do a 5-year. I would do a 5-year. Yes.
Don't we already own the containers that are there?
Not all of them. No, we own 2 out of the 5. 3 out of the 5. I think we own 3 out of the 5. So the other ones we pay lease on. Yes. Yep.
Does that include the recycling container?
Correct. That's leased.
Oh, it is?
Those are leased. Yep.
Both the ones on the compactors at least.
Okay, thank you.
Do you have an idea on what the price range would be, ballpark figure, to buy a truck like that?
75-ish. Between 50 and 80, I'd figure in there. We could get probably a fairly newer truck, low mileage, that ain't beat, not heavy enough. It's not heavy enough. It's gotta have a capacity of 63,000 pounds. It's gotta be a twin screw.
Your blade truck, right?
La, 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 la.
So, yes.
I was just gonna say, are you going out to look for it, or are you gonna form another committee to check in the prices?
I would not, me personally, I wouldn't form a committee, but my two colleagues, if they see, so, yes.
I got a question. Isn't it a little bit like, do you guys want trash pickup?
Nope.
See,
No.
that's a slippery slope when you start buying trucks, hauling away your trash. Next thing you know, you're doing door-to-door trash pickup at $600,000.
Okay, so the truck we're talking about, so what,
But there's a lot
so
of people from
what's the
away.
slope? I don't understand.
A lot of people from away are moving up. They all want trash pickup.
Okay, they, alright,
So when you just at town meeting, when you propose something like this, the people from away are gonna want trash pickup, and they're gonna look right at you and be like, "Why isn't it trash pickup?"
well, the people from away, one, won't be voting in the town meeting because they're not residents. So, unless they're residents, they have no say.
And
So-
registered voters.
Correct, registered voters. Now, the presentation of the request for a truck isn't for a garbage truck. So that's where the distinction's gonna happen, is we're getting a roll-off truck to haul our compactors and open-top bins to either Carberry or Eco Maine, which we need to talk about as well, because the prices are going up down the street, Eco Maine. So, there are contractors out there that are well-known for trash pickup. They don't, the town is not offering door-to-door trash pickup, nor will we. We won't, we can't afford that. So that would be the major difference in the town meeting in setting up for a roll-off truck. We're not looking to get door-to-door garbage trucks. That's not the purpose. It's strictly so that we can save on the trucking of our transfer station to the two locations that we go to. Because we don't haul the metal, that's done by CIA, they own the dumpster anyway. So our stuff either goes to Eco Maine or Mount Carberry. And what is that, Berlin? Yeah, Berlin. So those are the only two locations we go to.
Do we know of any other towns that did that, like bought their own truck to haul their own
Lovell does.
stuff? No, okay, so there's
Lovell
other
does.
towns.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Freiburg does or not.
You know how long they've been doing that?
Lovell's been for a while.
Can we get like some input from them, like, so that like
They
the
really got a
citizens?
total different setup over in Loveland.
Oh, okay, yeah.
They have trailers, soaked with live bottoms in them. That's
It's a
where they
little
put the
different than what
trash
we're
in.
doing.
Then they haul, so they got
Okay.
two trailers. And then they haul it themselves.
Yeah, they ban their own cardboard
Oh, okay.
and stack it.
Is that something we're not doing?
We don't do. We don't have the facility.
Oh, we got that single sort.
Oh, okay.
Eco Maine.
Is that something we could look into to
We used to
ban?
do, we never banned it our own.
No, but we separated sorting.
Right, we did that,
Separated
but-
sorting cardboard, yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
but they wanna go into the same place.
Yeah.
They wanna go to Carver. We can ask about it, but I think we're gonna be biting off enough that we can chew with just getting a truck and a full-time employee that has the capabilities of getting our trash out of here.
Yeah.
Before we look into banding our own, buying the machine to band and compact and do all that and setting up the facility. Cause their stuff's inside.
Is there a way we could compost some more to like build our piles up over there? The compost piles. Can we add some more stuff to not have to ship out?
Like what?
Like some of this stuff that's compost to build soil that we could compost.
Okay, what I'm asking Vinny is,
Like household.
what stuff, we can't throw household trash out on the compost.
No, not that's for sure. That goes without saying, but like
Right, so what would you want us to, because we don't have any recycling other than cardboard and plastics.
so there's no recycling at all.
There is cardboard and plastics.
Yeah, but no other
No,
stuff
you know,
that's
we had a deal with
kitchen waste and
the
whatnot.
what was that thing called? It was costing us like, what, $1,800 a year for them to come and get like
Oh, the food waste.
a 10-pound bag?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
wouldn't
that's
wanna
what
do
you
that. No, and I understand, like, could we do it with our, can we just compost it right out back at the transfer station and just,
Compost what? That's the
well,
key.
those bags, instead
No.
of sending them out?
No.
No, because, and
The
I'm gonna say
kitchen
no, only
scraps and stuff.
because we gotta have somebody that's gonna be able to have to watch that. Because otherwise, we're gonna have people that are gonna go down there, well, I thought it was compostable. And next thing you know, we got all kinds of animals that are tearing our transfer station apart. Because they're going out there and they're throwing stuff that shouldn't be out there.
Oh,
And
if
now we're
other-
gonna have somebody go out there, pick the plastics out of it because, oh, well, sorry, I made a mistake. You know, this was supposed to be compost, but, you know, my kids threw in all this trash on top of it and I didn't see it. Now we have to get somebody to go out there and pick all that stuff up.
What if we had a program where they could get signed off on knowing what to do and how to do that? With the DEP
We still,
and everybody?
we still have to be cognizant of
What if we had a committee that overseen the volunteers, so we could volunteer to attend to that? It'd save us a lot of money, and we're spending that much money, and it's more than doubling in prices, ship out stuff we could be composting.
Well, our tipping
That's-
fees didn't go up. The tipping fees didn't change. Tipping fees have remained the same. It's the trucking fees.
Yeah,
That's where,
but it'd be
That's
less
the price
truck,
increase.
it'd be less trucking, cause it'd be less stuff that we'd
I
need
don't
to
know, we
truck
didn't
out.
see a lot of change when we were doing that composting. We really didn't. I mean, and then getting the truck to come down and pick it up was,
But
I mean,
when,
they'd say that they'd come down and the transfer station guys were like, we haven't seen them guys in like 3 weeks, but we were being charged, because it was charged weekly. And then when they showed up, oh, well, sorry guys, it's frozen, I can't take it, it's frozen. It's winter time in Maine.
yeah. What could we do, what are we
Right,
gonna do
right,
now? Yeah.
and we've run into the same problem with the recycling. If it freezes, Eco Maine will send back an entire load because it won't all come out. So we wind up sending it to Carberry because Eco Maine won't reach in and cuff all the stuff out of there. It has to go to Carberry where they use the excavator and they cuff it all out and it goes to the landfill. So there's a lot of different aspects to it that,
For
you know, hey, I get it, you know, people wanna compost, but to put it on a large scale and have to be responsible for maintaining it, that's where the problem comes in, because, you know, if your volunteer doesn't show up, volunteers are volunteers.
Yeah.
When they have time, they volunteer. If they don't have the time, they don't. So that puts the onus and responsibility back on to our transfer station employees, and I don't think it's fair because we only had 2 of them during the winter months, 3 for the seasonal for summer. So how reasonable?
Is that something we could leave open for the future with the resilience committee to, if we could figure something out with other communities that are doing it to make something make sense to the taxpayers?
In the past, the town did a thing what they called the earth machine. They
Yeah.
provided a container.
Little rotator thing.
It wasn't a rotator, it was a shovel, but anyway. And that went for a little while, but then this past time they did where they collected the composting in a plastic bag, and you had to have it in a plastic bag to put in there. So they really weren't composting, that was a compost to energy plan, and that was more geared towards urban areas where the collection was close, you know, between cities, so it was profitable. So, and then the other thing is, a lot of people in town do their own composting.
Yeah.
So the little bit they did collect really doesn't justify, you know, universally collecting it in one area at the dump for the cost, because most people here do their own compost, the citizens.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, I think it's just not cost effective to do it, to try to do it, because it would be so minimal that would be collected, it wouldn't justify the total cost, in my opinion, from what I've seen.
Brian?
What do these companies charge, Ricky, to haul the stuff in and dump it?
Right now, the price is $3.20 per container.
No, I mean, not with the trucking, but I mean, when you haul it there to dump it.
The tipping fees?
Yeah.
It goes by weight. It's done by weight.
It's $85 for a ton of, household waste, and it's $118 a ton for recycling.
The good thing about the recycling is if recycling prices are up, then we make money. As long as our loads are clean, we don't pay any more. It's a set price. And our transfer station guys do a hell of a job making sure that our loads aren't going down to Ecomaine contaminated. They do a really good job of that. I think in 3 years that I can remember, only one was kinda, but Ecomaine really, they let it go because it was kinda like a judgment call. Well, yeah, you're right on the verge, but they let it go. So our guys are doing a phenomenal job with that. Terry?
As part of the Comprehensive Plan Implementation Committee, Steve Nutting, the chair, went and met with the town of Freiburg to see what they did for composting, to see if it would work for us, and they went through everything, and it just didn't turn out to
Didn't
be
make sense.
feasible. Yeah,
For Brownfield,
yeah.
that didn't make at the time.
Deb, don't yell at me.
Come on.
Recycling, when you talk about recycling, you talk about cardboard and plastics.
Yep.
Is that all they take?
No.
Because,
Well,
yeah, I do glass.
You've been to the transfer station, correct? I say, you know which dumpster you throw in your
Yes,
recyclable
yes,
stuff
I
in,
do.
and you know which one takes what, correct?
Yes.
So I'll leave it that way, because I don't go down there. I have a dumpster that I pay to have hauled, so forgive me if I
Yeah,
said
no, look.
plastics and just plastics and cardboard. Whatever it is that they recycle at Brownfield Transfer Station, just, that's what it is.
Okay, so it's gotta be clean stuff, it's not,
Correct.
you know,
You can't put pizza boxes in with the cardboard because they have grease.
Oh, you can't.
So you can't do that.
Or use,
What?
containers with,
Yeah, it can't be soil, yeah.
that you didn't
Yeah.
clean out.
Yeah, I don't know. I got a dumpster.
But I think the town has an Ecomaine thing that tells you what to recycle. Because a lot of plastic trays can be recycled. Yeah, some can't, yeah.
94% of our trash goes to the
Thank you.
landfill. Correct.
How many
Yes.
people in this room have their own dumpster?
Easy. You know, stop the finger poking. Hey, Joe.
He's got a lot more trash.
Probably had something.
No, it was answered as far as
Oh,
the
okay.
composting, because A, you're not going to get enough volunteers to stand there all day, every day, with the dump, you know, the transfer station's open, and go through sorting of garbage for compost.
Most people won't listen to you,
No,
No, they don't.
unless you get a badge like Bill.
Yeah.
is it just me that listens to it?
All right.